Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're not just talking about vaguely making money on YouTube. No, we're going to break down a concrete, step-by-step plan to hit a consistent $10,000 a month just by monetizing what you already know.
And look, this number, $10,000, it isn't just some random figure I pulled out of a hat. It's a really achievable monthly goal, but only if you stop following the typical YouTube playbook and start using a specific, structured system that's designed for experts like you.
You've probably heard all the generic tips, right? Be consistent. Find your passion. Yeah, okay. We're going to forget all of that. We're going to outline the exact path from being an expert in your field to becoming a real entrepreneur, and it's all based on strategies that actually work.
So here's our roadmap. First, we'll get a bird's eye view of the whole blueprint. Then we'll dig into why selling your expertise is just a much smarter way to play the game. After that, we'll get into the real meat of it, the 7-step path to get you there. And we'll wrap up with the mindset you need to turn this from a channel into an actual empire.
Okay, let's dive right in. The first thing we need to understand is the core concept we're talking about today, because honestly, it's a complete shift from how most creators even think about making money online.
So instead of relying on unreliable ad revenue or chasing sponsors, where you're basically just renting out your audience's attention, this model turns your expertise into the main product. You're not just a creator anymore. You are the business.
Now you might be thinking, okay, but why? Isn't it just easier to run ads and call it a day? Well, let's actually look at the numbers, and more importantly, the level of control you get with this model.
I mean, just look at this comparison. The difference is pretty stark, right? With the expert model, your margins are sky high because you're selling digital products. There's no inventory. You have full control. You're not at the mercy of some algorithm change that slashes your ad revenue. But the big one, the real game changer, is that last row, scalability. This model is built to scale in a way that just trading your views for a few ad dollars can never, ever match.
So the million-dollar question is, how do you actually build this thing? Well, it's not magic. It is a process, and we're about to break down the 7 essential steps that will get you to that $10,000 a month goal.
These first 4 steps, think of them as building the foundation of your entire business. If you get these right, and I mean really nail them, the growth phase that comes next becomes so much easier.
All right, step 1 is honestly the most critical. This is where a lot of people go wrong. You can't just pick something you're vaguely passionate about. You have to find a niche where people are actively looking to spend money to solve a really painful problem. Think about high-value topics, AI, finance, business. People will gladly pay for good expertise in these areas because they know it's an investment that's going to pay off for them.
Once you've got your niche, you need to bring the right people to you. And this isn't about trying to go viral with some silly video. It's about becoming a trusted, go-to resource. By focusing on YouTube SEO and creating valuable, evergreen content, videos that will still be relevant years from now, you're building a library of assets that works for you around the clock, cementing you as the authority in your space.
Okay, this next step is something most YouTubers completely skip, and it is a massive, massive mistake. You have to build an email list. This moves your audience from a platform you're just renting, which is what YouTube is, to an asset that you actually own. This direct line of communication is where the real business gets built, and it's totally immune to any algorithm changes.
And listen, you don't need to launch with some huge, perfectly polished, expensive course. No way! You start small. Look at this ladder. You can begin with one-on-one consultations. It's a great way to prove your concept and really get to know your audience's deepest pain points. That high-touch service validates your idea, and from there you can scale up into more passive, high-leverage products like group programs and courses.
Before we jump into sales and scaling, I want you to really let this quote from entrepreneur Maxim Timchenko sink in. This is such a critical mindset shift. See, steps 1 through 4 were all about what you build. These next 3 steps, they're all about how you do it. It's the disciplined execution, the energy you bring to the table, that's what turns a good product into a great business.
Okay, so with that solid foundation and the right mindset in place, let's talk about the fun part, growth. This is how we take this from a side hustle and start building it into a truly scalable business. If you want consistent revenue, you need a consistent sales process. It's that simple. This means having clear calls to action, or CTAs, in your content, which just means you're directly telling your viewer what to do next.
You get away from those super stressful, high-stakes product launches and instead build a predictable, automated system that's always working, presenting your offers to new people as they discover you day in and day out.
Once that revenue is stable and predictable, it is time to scale. And this means getting smart. You start delegating tasks, like video editing, so you can focus your energy on high-level strategy. You'll expand your range of products and, crucially, build a strong community around your brand, which is how you turn one-time customers into lifelong fans.
Look, following these 7 steps is the tactical part. But lasting success, really turning this into an empire, that requires a very specific mindset that's going to carry you through all the inevitable ups and downs.
And this brings us right back to that powerful idea from Maxim Temchenko about how you do things. That how is built on these 4 pillars. It's the discipline to show up and execute even when you don't feel like it. It's the consistency that builds rock-solid trust with your audience. It's about actively listening to your customers so you're always one step ahead. And of course, a deep commitment to your own learning and growth. That's what separates a side hustle from an empire.
So, to make this real for you, right now, let's end with a little challenge. It's called the 24-hour rule. And the rule is, when you get a powerful idea, you have to take one small, real step to implement it within a day, or chances are it's just going to fade away. So looking at this whole plan, what's your first step going to be?